Welcome back to Get Up. Another football game on Christmas Day. Chiefs taking on the Broncos. Travis Kelce playing in what could be his final game at Arrowhead. Picked this up in the first quarter, RC. The Chiefs trailed 3-0. Chris Oladokun scrambling. You know what? You go to Kelce.
Listen, you got to go to Travis Kelce. I felt like they could have gotten him the ball more early, but late in the game, he did come up big.
Later on that drive, Oladokun, Rashard Smith, watch him power his way.
This was actually a great play design. They had two crossers. They brought the safety and the cornerback in. Singleton was caught inside. Rashard beat him to the pylon.
Hey, Chiefs up 7-6 at this point. Just get to the third. Bo Nix to Cortland Sutton. That's a 23-yard game. That's a first down. They moving the chains. Later in the drive, Bo Nix is like, you know what? I'm going to take it myself, man. Watch this. Put my head down.
At some point in every game, Bo Nix's legs play a part in a Denver Broncos comeback.
Broncos up 13-10. We go to the fourth quarter, and then Nix again. This time, Lil Jordan Humphrey. That's a 17-yard pickup. It's a first down. The drive continues. 2-minute warning here. It's tied up at 13. Broncos going
not
for
a veteran.
4th and 2.
Not a veteran.
Chiefs 9-yard line. Look at this, Chris Jones.
You can't have. Come on, Chris. You better than that, brother.
Oh my God, he jumps off sides. He can't believe it. So that means it's 1st and goal, and then on 3rd and goal, Nix. R.J. Harvey, a bullet the back of the end zone.
If they could just more fourth quarter Bo Nix and make him play the rest of the game, the Denver Broncos would be cooking with grease.
It was 20-13 at this point. Oladokun, Kelce. There's another one. He's tackled at the 28. Big reception for Kelce. Later in the drive, they're going for it. Oladokun looking for Hollywood Brown.
That had a chance.
Too high.
That truly had a chance.
Maybe a lack of chemistry with your receivers, young guy, but I think he acquitted himself really good.
Thought he did well.
Here's Jason Kelce on the crowd reception he got last night.
It's a beautiful thing, man, and you know it's something I know I'll cherish forever. Is those moments coming out of the tunnel or just making a big play for him late in the game. And that's why we love Arrowhead, man. Honestly, I've been just focused on trying to win football games, man. I'll let that be a decision that I make with my family, friends, the Chiefs organization when the time comes.
So Travis Kelce there, you listening to him? It sounds like, okay, this might be it. And so when you look at this Chiefs team, Mike T, for next season, are we talking about reloading? Are we talking about rebuilding?
Rebuilding, and you have to make some difficult decisions. Travis Kelce, all-time great, first ballot Hall of Famer, but you have to look at what a player is going to do, and at 37 years old, it is time to move on. He had a representative season, but it is time you celebrate him, and really starts at the quarterback position because I don't think Patrick Mahomes, based on my experience, is just going to be the same guy on day one. He tore not one but two ligaments in his knee, and I think they have to be honest and sober to say, hey, we have a lot of work to do. Move on from Travis Kelce. Chris Jones, by the way, last 4 years, 15 sacks, 10, 5, and 5. So his production's gone down precipitously. RC brought this up yesterday. There's a guy in the draft, Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame, who is an explosive running back. And something that the Chiefs haven't had in years, when you watch number 4 here play, explosive plays from the running back position. And what that'll do is that'll take some pressure off of Patrick Mahomes, who's going to need some time to become Superman again. And if you think about over the last 4 or 5 years, their lack of speed at all the skilled players, receiver, but especially at running back, has really hurt this team.
Archie, what do you think? What should the Chiefs do moving forward?
Well, the first thing the Chiefs have to do is erase any memory of what the dynasty was. You're no longer that team. You're no longer the team that had 3 all-time greats in the peaks of their careers. You're no longer the team that had the best in-game, big-game defensive coordinator in Steve Spagnuolo and Andy Reid, who was ahead of everyone from an offensive standpoint. This team has to retool its roster, and it also has to reformulate its mindset in the way that it plays football. This run game is stale. This isn't a team that'll call the run consistency. This isn't a team that has creativity in the run game. This is a team that said, we have possibly the greatest player of all time playing the quarterback position, so we don't need to evolve offensively. And because they didn't do that, they've now been left behind. Even if you look at their ability to draft and replace some of the pieces on the outside to give people or to give Patrick Mahomes skilled players that can help him, they failed at that as well. So this is a team that's going going to have to take a year, sit back, and see where they are. Their quarterback won't be the same. Their all-world tight end may not be on the team at all. And Chris Jones is showing signs of slowing up. So they have to find a new roster, but also in that, play this game in a different way.
But if I trust any regime, I trust this Kansas City regime, right? They were doing it with supplemental players, understanding they had a big three, a big core, and now you have to kind of put 2 new guys in there. You got to go out and get some young guys. You may have to go out in free agency and get an impact player immediately. I mean, you talk about Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster. These are all good 2s and 3s on most teams. They were asking them for pivotal catches and pivotal plays. Hollywood Brown never panned out. You know, you got Xavier Worthy that's supposed to be the speed over the top. I think you kind of go back in the hot tub time machine and you maybe try and get, Tyreek Hill 10 cents on a dollar, right? That gives you an explosive player coming off injury again. But to your point, they have to run the football. They've been putting too much pressure on Patrick Mahomes to carry this team for 2 years. And this regime and this core lasted 2 years longer than we all anticipated that it would. So they just got to reload. But, Patrick Mahomes' prime is the window.
And, one of the things I got to really consider, guys, he may not be ready on opening day.
Correct.
Because, again, how late his ACL injury was. So could you imagine we may be talking about the Chiefs in 2026? Their first 6 weeks may be Gardner Minshew under center. And you think about where some of these other AFC teams are with their quarterbacks. They could be looking at 2-4 before Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, this isn't a 2026 fix, though, right? When you are this good for this long, if you are not constantly thinking about the next step, you're going to get left behind. You're going to have that low. The New England Patriots messed up all of our minds and made us think that you could do this for 2 decades straight and never take a step back. That's not the way it works. And so if you aren't thinking a step ahead, if you aren't building a team that can carry your best players as they get old, you end up in this position.
But New England went 10 years without in between titles. I don't think it will take this long for Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
But they were never bad, though.
That's true. That's true. But, I think maybe a year or two, they'll be right back where they need to be because they're going to be doing something they haven't done in a long time. They're going to be picking in the top 15. Yeah. So that means they get an impact player with their first pick. Too often they're trying to be smart, move into the second round, start over again, try and get quality picks. They get a certified stud. Like you said, Love. We don't know where the running back position is going to fall. He may fall straight to him. I also believe that maybe, them being a little bit too prideful, they should have gave up the 3rd round pick for Breece Hall, and we wouldn't be in this situation. But Breece Hall may be available to try and get an impact player that can carry Patrick Mahomes until he's capable of carrying the team again.
In the next hour, we'll talk about the team who just knocked off.
Not like being home for the playoffs, and I know our guys don't either.
He's got that Applebee's curd to fall back on, though. And you diversify the portfolio. The Lions' loss means that both 1 seeds from last season, Detroit and Kansas City, will miss the playoffs this season. Green Bay clinching a playoff spot with that Lions loss, leaving just 1 NFC playoff spot remaining. That would be the NFC South divisional winner, either the Bucs or the Panthers. All right, we don't have high T, we don't have low T. We have Mike T, our fresh-faced contestant, is back for another round. It's round number 75 of Fraud or Laud. Mike, let's go ahead and get to the phone calls. Our first caller right there is Eminem. Hi, he says the Lions Super Bowl window is still open. Is that fraud or laud, Mike T?
Well, Eminem, I don't want to lose yourself because I love the way you lied, but that is a fraud. When your defense gives up 108 explosive plays, Randy, which is the 28th in the league, you have to absolutely rebuild this defense. Jared Goff was terrible yesterday, but they have enough pieces on offense. But this window is closed until they fix the defense.
Yeah, it's been that ground game that has really, until I collapsed it over the last couple of weeks here, Mike T. You get it. Next up, John Elway's on the line. He's saying the Broncos are making the Super Bowl this year, Mike T. Is that fraud or laud?
That's a fraud, and I love John Elway, but he's wrong, and let me tell you why. Bo Nix only averages 6.4 yards per attempt. That's 25th in the NFL. They have to get the ball down the field much more consistently to really win the AFC because that's where that conference is going. I actually like the Bills. I think the Bills with Josh Allen this year, the way they're running the ball, the way he can make plays not only with his legs but his arm, I think it's the Bills that get in for the AFC.
Might have to go through Denver, though. All right, our last caller, Rob Lowe, calling with that NFL Shield hat, literally. He's saying that this is the wildest NFL season he's ever seen. Is that fraud or laud, Mike T?
It's laud for two reasons. One, he's right, and two, I'm a big fan. So I would never disagree with Rob Lowe. But when you look at all the teams that have had quarterback issues, and then you look at the teams that are going to miss the playoffs, look at this list. Look at all these teams that won 14 games last year. The Chiefs, the Lions, the Vikings. The Commanders were in the Final Four. Cincinnati has a Hall of Fame quarterback. They are all out, which is unbelievable. And we haven't even gone through Week 17. And then you think about all the quarterback issues that Baltimore's had among countless others. This is the craziest season we've ever seen.
It is. It's crazy. And then there are also like blue bloods who are back in there, New England and Pittsburgh among them. All right, Mike, let's look behind door number 1 here for your prize. It is, drum roll, it is an empty box. On Boxing Day, though, right? And you know what? You know what looked good in that? A Gator Bowl trophy for those Virginia Cavaliers, Mike T. Good luck to the Cavs. Good luck to the Who's. That is Mike T. once again on Fraud or Lie.